I'm Michael Angulo, Regional Warehouse Manager with SRP, and a proud graduate of the Hispanic Leadership Institute 2009. The very reason Viola Sol was founded was to address a shortage of behavioral health services for Latinos in Phoenix. Over the last 50 years, Viola Sol has evolved to become an industry leader in providing culturally competent, comprehensive care, whether it's behavioral health or primary care, or even leadership development programming. Via del Sol is here to help in Arizona and New Mexico. SRP is proud to support Via del Sol and their mission to find positive outcomes for our community. Congratulations on 50 years of service.
Paso a paso, poco a poco. The U.S. has currently been going through an opioid epidemic. Many individuals have been affected and countless lives have been lost. Arizona is no exception. In 2018, prescription or synthetic opioid deaths rose 29% from 2017, when Arizona is ranked 23rd among the 34 states for which opioid rates were reported. This is not new work for Valle del Sol. In 1970, Valle del Sol became a pioneer in the fight against opioid addiction by opening one of the first methadone clinics in the valley. The opioid treatment program was meant to offer assistance to those who suffered from substance abuse disorders, primarily at that time with heroin. In the 70s, heroin addiction hit the Chicano community especially hard in Phoenix, with military service being a contributing factor. As servicemen and women returned home to the valley after the Vietnam conflict, it became apparent that nationally, about 15% of active troops in Vietnam were addicted to heroin, and their dependence would continue as they returned home. Valle del Sol was at the forefront of addressing this crisis, opening the first Chicano-focused methadone clinic in Arizona. Ensuring that the patient and their family were the focal point through the treatment process was key to success.
When a person first gets started, they are considered to be in an acute phase, and once they get into recovery, then they go like a couple of times a month. Another phase, which is maintenance, where they're able to maintain sobriety.
Valle del Sol discovered early on that serving as a dose-and-go clinic did not help improve the success of the patients. That is when they began to provide more than just methadone.
They all have a case manager and substance abuse counselors they meet with, check in with me if they need something adjusted with their medicines. Always have a medical assistant available if they have questions.
They help you with housing. They help you with anything that you possibly can use here, from food to clothing to housing, counseling, the psychiatrist, the primary care doctor. There's nothing, no stone unturned that I think that they have here.
Since the heroin crisis of the 70s, Valle del Sol has grown their program to address the ever-changing needs of those experiencing addiction. In 2018, Valle del Sol started offering Suboxone to patients who were suffering the impact of the pharmaceutical opioid crisis. Valle del Sol was once again at the forefront of this crisis. In 2005, approximately a decade after Purdue Pharmacy released OxyContin, the agency saw a trend. Laborers, mostly Latino men, were coming to clinics seeking relief from substance abuse disorders involving prescription medication. The vast majority of these individuals were working construction during Arizona's housing boom. Unsuspecting, they received prescriptions for pharmaceutical opioids and grew to depend on this medication. As with other health crises, the Latino community was one of the first hit in the pharmaceutical opioid epidemic. It would take another decade for the crisis to expand beyond communities of color en masse, leading to a national response.
But by me having the counselors and everybody here and the groups, it helped me to find out who Gertrude is today. So today I know who I am, and I like who I am. I love myself.
Paso a paso, poco a poco means taking on a challenge step by step, little by little. The size of the stride doesn't matter as much as the need to continue moving forward. Valle del Sol is more than happy to help our community every step of the way.